oppositional and defiant behavior, if we talk about according to the DSM-5, it is also a kind of a disorder. Like children with oppositional defiant disorder is blatantly disobedient and respectful and confrontational. Like most of the time they are not they are uh, they doesn't show any kind of compliance in any kind of situation. They are very rebellious, they are very uh, disrespectful towards towards others, and they do not follow any rules. So standard discipline doesn't work for them, and they follow these strategies for like there are certain strategies we can follow to discipline a child with these kind of issues, like this oppositional and defiant behavior. Like we can treat the issue before we punish the child. Like never discipline your child for behavior that are symptom of attention. It is very important that why the child is behaving in a certain way. If it is a symptom of ADHD, so there is like there is no use of disciplining your child. Like ODD or oppositional defiant disorder are sometime neurological condition, and it is not intentional. So once your treatment plan has impulsivity under control, you will know which acts are punishable, right? So you need to plan the treatment according to the requirement of the particular situation, and then you can act you will know which act can be used as a punishable thing or a punishment. You can also exercise away hostility. Like a potent tonic for the brain is physical exercise for ADHD children. So it promotes healthy brain function and help children to control aggression. Most of the time children with ODD behaves in very aggressive manner, or children with ADHD also behave in a very aggressive manner. You can engage them uh, in physical exercise like sports and other activities. Also it is very important to know your child's pattern. Like you note when and where a child's anger flares, or documentation may help identifying the triggers and suggest effective intervention. So it is very important to write down the triggers, and uh, when your child's anger aggravated, and what all measures you can take, or how you can remove these triggers or modify these triggers, so that your child will not get aggressive in a certain situation, right? So be clear about the rules and consequences. It is important. Whatever rules and consequences are there, you need to be very clear. Explain what is the behavior which is expected, and exactly what consequences your child will face for breaking the rules. If your child break the rule of any kind, what are the consequences that he is going to face? You need to be very clear, or you should like make the child clear of that, and then consistently enforce those rules on him. uh, you can also it is important to stay calm and under control, instead of overreacting and teaching your child to fear your parents or mother or dad. You can breathe deep and be a model of how to behave when you are upset, right? You can use the some kind of word as a code. uh, this is a private signal that tells your child to calm down. You can use a certain code which you can use with your child, and he knows that this code means that I need to calm down. Your child can also use it to express that he is getting upset, or sometimes just the word no or stop can push an emotional child over the edge, right? Sometimes that no, your child will not take this word no or stop, because it can also lead to some kind of aggression. If your child is like your child is very emotional, so you can use these kind of code words by which you can uh, tell the child that yes, now it is time that he should be calmed down. Or he also can use these code words that he is upset or he's getting upset. He can communicate it with you. You need to be positive. You can boost your child's self-esteem by catching him behaving well and by doling out the praise. It is very important when you catch or when you find your child is behaving very well or appropriately. You um, can boost your child self-esteem by reinforcing and by praising him heavily in that particular situation, right? So call in, you can also take help of professionals. In some cases you may need outside help to reset the pattern of these disruptive behavior in your home. So it is important that you work with your behavioral psychologist to root out the cause of the aggression. If you are not able to understand the reason for his aggressive behavior, so you can take help of the professionals or psychologist, so that you can understand better your children better, right? So here, most of the time it also happen if we talk about our children with autism. This oppositional defiant behavior occur because of their rigid and inflexibility in their thinking. And also, their strong sensory difficulties can be a reason of their aggressive behavior or oppositional defiant behavior. Strong need to control to lessen the chaos and confusion. So it is important that you provide the routine, a particular routine, or uh, like schedule in their day to day life that will lessen the chaos and the confusion in their environment commonly associated with the high anxiety and depression. If your child has other condition or he is suffering with other condition like anxiety or depression, that can also lead to the oppositional defiant behavior or aggressive behavior. So here the fearful of following lead to the another uh, lack of boundaries and structure to the routines. So it is like I said earlier also, it is very important to provide predictability in the environment to reduce the problematic behavior or to avoid the problematic behavior, aggression, or any kind of inappropriate behavior in a certain situation. Because most of the time our children, when they are not have any idea what is going to happen next or what they are expected of doing, like what they are expected of doing in a certain situation, that can also lead to the um aggression or oppositional defiant behavior. So there are you can use some proactive strategies that can lessen the overload of the stimulation or the confusion and the performance anxiety, right? Uh, you can also remove the unnecessarily reinforcing payoffs that trigger the non-compliance behavior. So it is very important to monitor if there is anything that is reinforcing the negative behavior. You need to find out that, and you have to remove that particular reinforcing payoffs, right? You can also provide clear and consistent boundaries and expectations and consequences. So they know that this is my limitation. So it is very important to tell them what are their limitations or what are their boundaries in a certain situation, or what are the expectation from them in a particular situation, so that this will also lead to uh, the compliance behavior, and this will reduce the oppositional defiant behavior. uh, s- you can start very simple activities. You can start with very simple activities, then gradually you can increase the difficulty level. You can build gradually, and you can all next lastly you can strengthen the feeling of competencies, right? So in this way you can work with your child who are aggressive, or who are suffering from some other maybe if they are suffering from some like comorbid condition of ODD, or oppositional defiant disorder or behavior. So you can work like this. And so here we are finished with the presentation. And